Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Spears Spartan Football Preview Show for 2021. Look, ladies and gentlemen, last week, in the words of Jalen Hurts, when you take a deuce, you don't sit back and admire it. You flush it down and you move forward. And I think that's exactly what this SJSU football team needs to do. Now, there were some injury issues to Nick Starkel that we know about, but look, we've got some more pressing issues. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a first-timer on the show today. Look, you're still stuck with me and Derrick Ow. Look, Derrick Ow, he's here. He's in San Jose, but we got a man all the way, the dedication. He's usually in San Jose with us, but he's in Illinois. He's visiting his girlfriend. That's none other than Don Lee. Don Lee, you know, if you've read anything from the Spartan Daily or seen any photos from the Spartan Daily, a lot of it's him. Don, I want to throw it to you first. Welcome to the Spartan Football Preview Show, buddy.
What's up, man? Nice to be here. I've had classes with you guys years now, so glad to be on the podcast with you guys, man.
Now, look, my tried and true, my right-hand man, none other than Derrick Ow, the man of all wisdom, the man of puns, the man of just throwing it around. Derrick, look, I need to get your quick hit thoughts here on last week, and then I'm going to shoot it over to Don for the same thing. Derrick, how's it going, my man?
Well, it's great to have Don on here live from via satellite in Illinois. Shout out to the Spartan Daily, by the way. They don't get enough love to our compadres and sisters in our journalism counterparts, as they say, or journalism counterparts, you can say that. Or peers. Yeah, that's a good word. Peers. Sorry, my English is off.
They're awesome.
Rough draft as we type this right now. But yeah, I mean, San Jose State, they showed up, the body showed up, or their brains were there. The game wasn't. I mean, that was just one of the worst played games. And the ESPN Plus stream to top it all off with the white screen, like I was looking at the white light about to go to heaven. Yeah, I mean, that was just some awful production right there. But San Jose State, you know, like I said, their football team, you know, it's looking on thin legs. I'm surprised my two prediction wins they've come when I've picked against them. But like I said, there's more pressing needs here. Nick Starkel, we don't know his health availability. Of course, took a nasty shot and you know, ruled a fumble, an incomplete pass, and landed on his non-throwing shoulder. But like I said, that was just a brutal hit. And now, you know, whose show is it under center? Nathaniel Woods? Is it Walker Ejett? Is it Nick Nash? Is it the guy from the concession stand? Is it the guy coming in on fourth string? Is it the guy they signed off the street? Or, well, not signed. We're not pro sports here. They recruited off the street. So we don't know who the QB is, and we're trying to figure that out. But Spartans are in a must-win game. And yes, I know they're 2-2.
Look, they may be 2-2, but they're 1-0 in Mountain West Conference play. So look, they're 2-2. They got the win against Utah State, Southern Utah. I apologize. They did not beat Utah State. They have not played yet. But so that, you know, they're 1-0 and where it matters in Mountain West Conference play. Look, you mentioned this shot that Nick Starkel took. It is I thankful that it is not his throwing shoulder. I wouldn't be surprised if he misses this game. Look, one thing that Lamar preached last week was get that run game going, and we saw Tyler Nevins back in the lineup, and he did get it going early. And believe it or not, the Spartans held a 3-0 lead early against Western Michigan. But that's about all they would amount to. I mean, Starkel finished just 6 of 14 for 55 yards and a pick. Walker Ejett, more of a pocket passer. I mean, it's his first ever game, 1 for 8 with 8 yards. Nathaniel Woods, who we'd seen in the first game against Southern Utah, 2 for 4 with -4 yards. Look, I'll bring it back down to Tyler Nevins. Look, 15 for 94. Dude's running the ball great. And something Lamar talked about last week is getting that run game going, getting it early. And look, no offense to New Mexico State. I'm sure you guys are a great school. They're an independent school. This is the most perfect, I think, opponent for San Jose State to take on after last week's debacle. That's all it was, is a debacle. Don, look, what did you see last week from the San Jose State football team? And what are you seeing from possibly Nathaniel Woods or Walker Ejett this week if they do get the start in Starker's absence?
Yeah, thank you, Max. Like, I was about to say, like, what you're saying is perfectly said. It's a good test for the freshmen to get their feet wet. Like, it's their first time. It was their first time playing last week, like in the college level. Like, that's a lot of pressure. It was already a loss already, so they were already in a bad mindset, and their star is out. You know, it was a bad game just overall for San Jose State. You know, so this is a fresh start. Like, no pressure. They just see what you can do. And I was about to bring up as well, remember Nick Nash, of course, like last year, he did so well for us. He clutched us a game, so we stayed undefeated against San Diego State. Like, he's an option, man. Like, he's an option. So you never know. Like Brendan said last week, he said our intent with Nash has been his ability to keep him moving around and doing a bunch of stuff for us. According to an article, my boy Esteban Lopez from Spartan Daily, shout out Esteban. He said that was Brendan though. The quote, he wants to keep him around and doing a bunch of stuff for us. So he is an option. So you never know, and maybe he'll bring him out this season. Brendan will bring him out. Nick Nash.
Look, I think that's a good option. I mean, both Derek, you and I did not mention Nick Nash last year. We know he was the backup quarterback last year. Both Derek, you and I discussed early in the year when they brought in Nathaniel Woods against Southern Utah when the game was out of reach. We were both a little surprised. And the first game, first snap for Nick Nash of the season against USC, he fumbles the ball. Now he recovers it himself. And then against Hawaii, we saw him running routes as a wide receiver. Is he a true Taysom Hill type player? Or is he a tight end, special teams, wide receiver, quarterback? Look, Nick Nash, I will not be surprised if he comes in and takes snaps at quarterback. Now, do we count those as quarterback snaps, or, if a wideout comes, is it the wildcat formation? Whatever this is. But look, this is, I think Don said it perfectly. These are true freshmen in Nathaniel Woods and Walker Edgett to get a role. I won't be surprised if we see all three, especially if the game gets out of reach. I could see each quarterback getting a half with Nick Starkel mixed in there, Nick Nash getting mixed in there. Lots of Nicks. But look, last week, the defense wasn't that great. They held them to 23 points, but I feel like Western Michigan took their foot off the gas. But look, this is a fresh start for the team. They're going to flush that deuce down, in the words of Jalen Hurts, and move forward to the New Mexico State Aggies. Look, this team should not win the game in New Mexico State. They shouldn't. I'll give you the odds real quick here, but the matchup predictor, according to ESPN's Football Power Index, gives San Jose State a 94.2% chance of winning. The money line, San Jose State is a minus 7,000. That's right, not 100,000 favorite. So if San Jose State loses this game, the program needs to start asking some questions, because this is a game that I think is perfectly timed. And here's the other part that, before I throw it back to Derek here, this is a home game. Spartans haven't been home since the first game of their season in week 0. Right? They played at home in front of the crowd. First time back, they beat Southern Utah. Then they go to LA, play Southern California, USC. Then they go to Hawaii, then to Western Michigan. So they've only been in California for 2 games this year. And one in the game where they, the first 2 games of the year, then they flew 3 hours jet lag, played Hawaii with a lot of issues in terms of injury. Then they're going to fly all the way to Michigan, play another game there, have terrible ESPN Plus coverage. So I think travel, coming home, it's supposed to be first responders night, Hall of Fame night for San Jose State. I think it's going to be good to get the crowd in there. I think they see the biggest thing last year too was when they won the championship, when they came home for the bowl game, was that Brendan said, these kids need to share the Mountain West Championship with their families. So I think coming home, seeing the families, fresh start, reset. Derek, do you think, what factors are going to help San Jose State football get back to their winning ways and really start getting going before they really get into some Mountain West play?
Well, when your defense allows a 3rd and 20 conversion, a 4th and 11 conversion against the Broncos last week, you're really not going to win the game. So, I want to see this team have their a gangsta look. That's gangsta with an A. I want to see this team look like they are the defending champions, act like the defending champions, and play like the defending Mountain West champions. I want to see this team develop a killer instinct. I know Martin Cove from Cobra Kai is on Dancing with the Stars. Got to show no mercy to the Aggies. I mean, they're 1-4 Aggies. Their only win was against SC State back in September 18, 43-35. They're 1-4. They're a young ball club, but like I said, they're an independent. This should be a game where you can boost your confidence up. Like I said, develop that killer instinct, develop that nastiness again on the offensive line, which we haven't seen. Give credit to Western Michigan. They're going to have an unbelievable year the rest of the way. USC, they're going through their own issues with head coaching jobs and all that. But yeah, New Mexico State, like I mentioned, not really good against the passing. Let's see. And offensively too, I mean, they're only 117th offensive points per drive. They've given up 9.6 yards per attempt. So let's see these wide receivers develop confidence. And for the offense, keep it simple. You're back home for the first time in like 33 days, in front of 15,000, fans there. Keep the offense simplified. Don't do anything that is out of the ordinary of the comfort zone, whether it's Nick Nash starting, whether it's Walker Edgett starting, Nathaniel Ward starting. Make sure, they feel comfortable in the pocket, because we have not seen that the past really 3 weeks, going back, Hawaii, you can include Hawaii in there as well. So, protect who's under center, Chris OJ, yeah, from or Ojo. I should have pronounced these plays from New Mexico State. Folks, we're a rookie podcast here. We're trying to make it to the big leagues. So, but he has 4 sacks. He leads the Aggies. He's going to be something to watch up the middle. The run game started picking up a little bit, and can we please get rid of the drops? I mean, Nick Nash had a massive drop. In the first half, that would have kickstarted that Spartan offense. So I want to see the quick strike passes. I want to see these guys get open in spaces. I just want to see San Jose State develop that gangsta look, that, gangsta lean again, because you begin conference play. You resume it next week. You go to Fort Collins, Colorado, altitude against Colorado State. I mean, all the Mountain West teams are looking up at you. They want your spot. They want to be the dog, the alpha dog. So I think for San Jose State, develop that gangsta with an A, not gangster with an ER, gangsta with an A look, that mentality. And if they do that, I think they can run the table here as we go into December.
Now, I'll hop on really quick. I'll hop on really quick off Derrick, because I interviewed the football players before the season started, like the first game, right before the first game, and they were saying that right there, like they have a target on their back when they came in after before Southern Utah on August 28th. So I was over a month ago, but they said they knew they had a target on their back. Like, they're defending champions in Mountain West, so they have some pressure. Like, they know they need to play well. Like, they know this is part of the record now. Like the history of San Jose State. Like, they're a historical team, 100%. So it's kind of scary. Like, Nick Starkel is out, and he's a huge part of the team. He was a huge part of last year. He's a huge part of this team this season. Like, it's I don't know how well the team will do without him. Like, we haven't had Nick out this long, or this injured this bad in a while. So it's unknown what's gonna happen. But New Mexico isn't that good. They're 1-4, and I'm looking at the final scores, and every single team that they played, has scored 28 points. Like, that's unheard. That's insane. I expect us to get at least 28. Then, like, that's easy, but you never know with a new team and a new offensive line now with Starkel out.
Definitely, you bring up some good points. Starkel is very important. He's the team captain. He leads those 3 breaths in practice to get them. And both of you touched it perfectly. I mean, these teams, whether it's professional, college, you're the champ until you're taken down, right? The biggest thing is everybody hated the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, because they kept winning, because everybody wanted to take them down. Well, right now, the San Jose State Spartan football team are the champs, Mountain West champs, and they're the champs until they're not. So everybody wants to take that spot. They want to be that number one. But I Derrick said that they got to get this gangster mentality, that killer instinct. Look, now Derrick mentioned it before. He did get his second prediction win as we move into prediction. Now, look, if we were doing it off score, I would have won. But Derrick was the only person to pick Western Michigan. We had no faith. So, look, Don, you're the newcomer here. Before I go, I'm going to give you the over-under on the total points here. Look, the over-under, so the total amount of points is 52. So according to betting in Vegas, they expect about 52 points to be scored. Based off what you said, New Mexico State is giving up at least 28 to every game. In their last 5, they give 30 to UTEP, 28 to San Diego State. New Mexico, they give 34. They gave it 35 in a win, and then they gave it 41 just to Hawaii. So, if San Jose State can put up 17 on Hawaii, they should be able to put up 40, like you said, to against, New Mexico State. So, Don, give me your score prediction and who wins. And it's going to be long. You could get a prediction win here.
I'm going to go San Jose State 30, New Mexico State 13. Let's say 13, 30-13.
Not bad. So he does go with the under. He goes with the under, ladies and gentlemen. He says it's going to be a 43-point, which I could see. I think this offense for San Jose State might not be as good as we could see. It's in it. We obviously know it's not humming in all levels. It's really not. But Derrick, what do you got for me? Coming off your second win of the year, your second win ever, you're feeling good. You have the lead in the overall prediction standings.
It's a lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Shout out to late great Bill Withers. It's of course San Jose State. They have a history with New Mexico State, former rivals in the WAC conference. Shout out to the early 2000 college football fans who know what's up. Like I said, where's the D line at? I want to see this D line show up, pressure the QB. And whoever starts at quarterback, Nick Starkel is questionable, or if it's Nick Nash, Nathaniel Woods, Walker Egypt, myself, the concession stand guy, the security guy, I want to see this team develop that killer instinct again. I like you mentioned, Max, I think the offense will not be as high scoring. I think they'll just keep it simplified, very conservative, try to work these freshman QBs in to get more comfortable in that college game environment. So I'm going to go with San Jose State 21 and New Mexico State 17, close game. And you can catch that 7:30 NBC Sports Bay Area, not NBC Sports Bay Area, YouTube TV. Please extend the Dane contract. All right, Max Miller and I don't have to legally stream this. And also KSJS is back on the call. Aikman Fain, Mark Aziz will have it. Pregame is at 7:15, and it should be a good one. Should be good to see the Spartans finally back in the Silicon Valley and going to Fort Collins, Colorado next week, 3-2.
Now, Derek, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I do think this offense is going to be very conservative. I could easily see Kyrie Robinson getting 10 plus carries, and I can easily see Tyler Nevins pushing up towards 25 plus touches. And, I think he's going to get 20 carries at the least. He's going to put anywhere 18, 20 carries, maybe a little more with a few catches mixed in there. I really think it's going to be a lot of screens, quick passes, slants, none of this deep ball action. We might get it if they really kind of want to start expanding some plays. But like you said, they got to work these freshman QBs. That's been the theme of the show. And again, this week is another week to really get that chemistry going with that defensive line. Look, I'm in agreement with all of you. We're going under, ladies and gentlemen. I was right again last week. I said it was the under. I'm still only missed one over under in my entire San Jose State football preview show career. And I'm going under again, ladies and gentlemen. Derek, I'm going a little different than you, so it's going to be close. Don, you're going to go with the highest score here, but I'm going 24-10 San Jose State. Look, I think this defensive line does a good job, but I could still see New Mexico State maybe in garbage time getting a field goal early and then maybe a late touchdown. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun podcast here. Don, we loved having you on. Like Derek said, so it's going to be 7:30 p.m. Pacific time in Santa Clara at CEFCU Stadium on NBC Sports Bay Area, not California, Bay Area. It's Frontline Workers Appreciation Night. It's Hall of Fame weekend, 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets Saturday night, CEFCU. Make sure that place is living it up. Look, and one more fold. We obviously know that Walker Egypt might be starting here for San Jose State. His brother is on New Mexico State Aggies. He is, I believe, their second or third string quarterback. His name is Weston Egypt. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the game, especially if it gets out of hand. I'm sure that family is going to be in attendance in a box cheering for both their players. If there was ever a time to have that game for that family, it's now. With Starkel out, you never know what can happen. Like Derek said, this is going to be on NBC Sports Bay Area. YouTube TV, please extend that contract. Don, appreciate it having you on. Derek, having you on. It's been fun, guys. Look, ladies and gentlemen, catch the game this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Look out for our articles. This will be up on YouTube. Thanks, everybody, for listening, watching. Check us out on Facebook, The Spear SJSU, our website, www.thespearsjsu.com, and check out our Twitter, at The Spear SJSU, and check out all of our articles and stuff. YouTube, obviously, thanks for all the support. Ladies and gentlemen, for Derrick Ow, Don Lee, this has been the Spear Spartan Football Preview Show, and let's go Spartans this weekend against the New Mexico State Aggies.